If you are watching this right now and something in your chest feels tight, this message is for you. There is someone out there, maybe already in your life, who sees your loneliness before they see your love. And if you are over 50, widowed, divorced, or just tired of eating dinner alone, you are a target whether you know it or not. I am 91 years old. I spent 47 years as a family law attorney. Divorce, prenuptial agreements, financial settlements, estate battles, quiet, devastated people sitting across from me in expensive suits and in thrift store sweaters, all of them saying some version of the same sentence, "I didn't think this would happen to me." I am not here to be gentle. I am here because I have seen what happens when good people confuse attention with love, and it can cost you everything. If you are over 50 and considering a new relationship, if you've been widowed or divorced and the evenings feel long, if someone new is making you feel seen, admired, wanted again, pause. Because the difference between lifelong security and irreversible financial ruin can be one decision made when you are lonely. And loneliness is powerful. It makes intelligent people reckless. It makes cautious people impulsive. It makes strong people blind. And there are people in this world who know that. I'll call her Patricia, early 1990s. She walked into my office with trembling hands and a folder of bank statements she didn't understand anymore. Her husband had died 2 years earlier, heart disease, long decline, 14 months of hospitals, oxygen tanks, medication schedules, and quiet exhaustion. She quit her job to care for him. When he died, she was heartbroken and relieved. She hated herself for feeling that. But relief after long caregiving is human. It does not mean you didn't love them. Financially, she was stable, paid off home, $250,000 in life insurance, a pension paying $3,800 a month, not wealthy, but secure. 18 months later, she met a man at a grief support group. Widower, soft-spoken, patient. He listened. He called daily just to check in. He brought flowers. He told her she was beautiful. Do you know how powerful that is when no one has said it to you in years? Within 6 months, they were engaged. Within a year, married. 14 months into that marriage, she was in my office. He had persuaded her to invest $160,000 of the insurance money into a business opportunity. Gone. She put his name on the house, so we feel like true partners. He took out a home equity loan behind her back. She added him to her bank accounts so he could help manage things. The accounts were nearly empty. He never hit her. He never screamed. He simply drained her while saying, "I love you." It took 2 years to untangle that marriage. Legal fees devoured what little remained. She ended up in a small apartment living on Social Security. She was 68. She lived 19 more years. Every time I saw her afterward at legal aid events, she had the same expression. Shame. Patricia is not rare. She is typical. Americans over 60 lose billions every year to fraud. Romance scams alone cost over $1 billion annually. And those are just reported cases. Most never report. Why? Because they are embarrassed. They don't want their children to know. They don't want neighbors whispering. They don't want to admit they were fooled. But here is what statistics don't capture. Many predators are not strangers online. They are people you meet at church, at grief support groups, through mutual friends, at the gym, at the grocery store. They are patient, they are observant, they study what you need and become it. If you do not understand this word, you are vulnerable. Love bombing. It is when someone overwhelms you with affection and devotion very quickly. Constant calls, constant texts, grand statements about destiny. You are everything I've been searching for. I've never felt this way. I can't believe I found you. It feels intoxicating. That is not poetic language, and it is neurological reality. Romantic attention activates reward centers in the brain, similar to addictive substances. You begin craving the contact. You feel anxious when they pull away. You excuse small red flags because you don't want to lose the feeling. That is not love. That is chemical dependency triggered by manipulation. Real love develops slowly. Real love includes disagreement. Real love includes imperfection. If someone is talking about forever after 3 weeks, that is not romance. That is strategy. Robert was a retired police officer, 64, tough, streetwise. His wife died suddenly. Brain aneurysm, no warning. One day she was making breakfast, the next day she was gone. He had never lived alone, didn't know how to cook, didn't know how to manage a household. He was drowning. 8 months later, he met a woman in her mid-40s. She admired his career. She cried when he talked about his loss. She said he was strong. She moved in after 3 months. No job, between opportunities, no savings, divorce wiped me out, no car, my ex took it. Within a year, Robert refinanced his house to pay off her debts. He co-signed a car loan. He granted her power of attorney for convenience. When he came to me, his house was gone. The car was in her name. His accounts were empty. She had vanished. 30 years in law enforcement, still taken completely. Grief makes fools of us all. How you protect yourself. This is the part people resist, because it feels unromantic. But I am not here to preserve romance. I am here to preserve your retirement. 1. Keep finances separate. I do not care how much you love someone. Your retirement accounts stay in your name. Your house stays in your name. Your investments stay in your name. You may open a joint checking account for shared expenses. That is it. If someone is offended by this boundary, ask yourself why. The person who truly loves you will respect your caution. 2. Move slowly, 2 years minimum. Do not make major financial or legal decisions for at least 2 years, not 6 months, not 1 year, 2 years. Time exposes character. Predators rely on speed. 3. Listen to your people. If your children are worried, listen. If lifelong friends are uneasy, listen. When you are infatuated, your judgment is impaired. The people who have known you for decades can see what you cannot. If everyone is concerned and you believe they are all wrong, pause. You may be the one who is wrong. 4. Get a prenuptial agreement. I have never once had a client say after divorce, I regret having that prenup. I have had hundreds say, I wish I had one. It is not planning for failure. It is planning for unpredictability. 5. Watch for imbalance. If you have significant assets and they have none, proceed with extreme caution. Love does not require financial merging. Commitment does not require account access. Be evenly matched where possible. Imbalance invites exploitation. 6. Recognize the red flags. Constant contact that feels overwhelming. Rapid talk of commitment. Stories of being victimized financially. Pressure to combine resources. Requests for loans or investments. Attempts to isolate you from concerned family urgency around financial decisions. If someone seems too perfect, they are performing. My father died in 1972. My mother was 61. A man began showing up, fixing things around the house, bringing groceries, talking about loneliness. Soon he was suggesting they combine resources. I had seen this pattern hundreds of times in my practice. I intervened. She was furious with me for months. But she kept her home, she kept her savings, she lived independently until 89. Anger passes, financial devastation does not. Being alone is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Losing everything you worked for because you were lonely, that is worse. Spending your final years in poverty because someone exploited your grief, that is worse. Dying ashamed because you were manipulated, that is worse. There is no shame in wanting companionship. There is no shame in desiring love again. But there must be discipline. Love that cannot survive reasonable boundaries is not love. It is opportunity dressed as affection. If you have already added someone to your accounts, if you have already put their name on your house, if your gut feels unsettled, call a lawyer tomorrow, not next week, tomorrow. The earlier you act, the more you can save. Silence protects the predator. Action protects you. I practiced family law for nearly half a century. I thought I had seen everything. Then I retired and volunteered in elder law clinics and saw it all again. Different names, same story. Please do not become another story. Protect your independence. Protect your assets. Trust slowly. And remember, the right person will respect your caution. The wrong person will resent it.
And that difference will tell you everything.